Investors and traders, welcome to the channel Market Chart Pattern. Today is 20th of December 2023, and I hope everyone is having a great day. In this video segment, we are going to take a look at the key US stock indices as we always do for this video segment. This video is for educational purposes only and it is not a financial advice. So guys, if you have been watching the stock indices in the price section today, wow, what a day we had today. We had the stocks rallying higher. We had the S&P and the NASDAQ 100 moving higher from the opening, and then Dow Jones was lagging, and then Dow Jones also caught up, and then it hit that particular level that we had been watching, and after that what we have seen is a strong move lower across the indices. So if you recall the last video that we did, I'm also going to put a link to that in the description, and also towards the end of this video we will have a caption for it. We were watching this ABCD one-to-one price projection in Dow Jones. So this is the pattern that we were watching, and also we had the 1.618 expansion come in a 37914. So the chart we are looking at is the daily chart of E-mini Dow Jones. So this is the futures chart. It's not the cash market, it's a futures chart. So we had this pattern formation coming in around here, a little bit higher than what the price got to, but the 1.618 expansion was coming in around 37,114. And what we have seen is a sharp move lower, a few hundred points, which happened, in a few hours time. This pattern we were watching in advance to see how the price was going to react when it gets there, and it got there, and we have seen a pullback in this index. Now the big question is whether it is just a pullback, which appears to be thus far, or whether it is the beginning of something a bit more to the downside, because the markets, if you look at since the end of October 2023, the market has just straight away gone up, and it's just been a very strong move, and strong trending markets can correct, and what we are going to do is we are going to evaluate that in a moment, but before that we are going to take a look at some of the other stock indices as well. So let's take a look at the daily chart of S&P 500. This is the cash market. So this is the chart of the cash index, and here what we have seen is this is the level we were watching, 47.38, because it was the 1.272 expansion. We did have a level higher where this ABCD one-to-one price projection completes for this, but in Dow Jones it was completing earlier, and the cash market is a little bit it hasn't reached its all-time highs. Futures we are going to take a look in a moment, but again this cash market was also approaching and trading slightly above this key level which we had identified, 47.38, the 1.272 expansion. We discussed that in our previous video. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 futures. Here we go. Here one of the key things is that it just went a little bit above the highs of 4th of January 2022, so the all-time highs. So in fact it did take that out for a little bit, and by a few points, and then the selling came in, and also we were completing that pattern that I had showed you on the Dow Jones. Let's take a look at the NQs. So this is the NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures daily chart. Here we had this level of 17,250, which was 1.618 expansion of this range here. We were looking for this that the market had a potential to actually rise up to this level. It came short actually by quite a bit, about 200 points, which actually the way the NASDAQ moves is it can do pretty quickly, but it was kind of pretty close. It came but not close enough, and then the other indices were actually also completing their patterns. Let's take a look at the Russell 2000. So this index again, let's actually take a look at this one on the weekly chart. So this is the weekly chart, and we know that this index has been in a really long uh, range for quite a while, and it was approaching the upper boundaries at the 50%. And then on the weekly chart, the week is not complete yet, but we have seen on the daily chart a pullback right into it. Now the key thing is to actually watch for certain levels that we had identified on the weekly chart, which is going to give us some idea whether this move is something which is going to continue, or whether it's some sort of a short-term pullback. So it's too early for anything, but the important thing is that the patterns that we have been watching and the key levels that we had been watching for. So price has reached or came very close to, in some cases, around those levels. And then in a market which has been extended this much in this short period of time, approaching these key price levels and also completing the pattern formations is really key. And now we'll be watching the price action really carefully. And if there is going to be a pullback, whether it's going to be a pullback which could be pretty strong to the downside, we'll have to assess that. So what we are going to do is we are going to take a look at and go back to our standard deviations level that we were watching. These are weekly levels. The week is not over yet. When we'll do the weekend review, we'll just go over these levels again, but it is just to give an idea that what we are looking at on the downside. So on the downside, the first standard deviation level comes around 46.8675, and then we have the second deviation level comes around 46 or 575 in the S&P 500 futures contract, which is for the March contract. And if we just draw a Fibonacci retracement, the 38.2 comes at 45.62, which in my opinion, it's going beyond the standard deviation. It's like the two standard deviation move, um, and which is pretty extended. So we'll just watch the price action, and especially we'll be taking a closer look on the daily charts for this. But so far, it's within the levels that we have been watching for on the weekly level. In fact, the price has not even reached that, but the chances that 46.86 is a possibility. Um, is the next level that we're watching for from this model's perspective. The other thing is that on a weekly level, we can see that the price has actually moved lower compared to the opening of the weekly price. So that's another thing to be watching and keep in mind, that in fact the price has moved lower compared to the when the week opened. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So this is the weekly chart of Dow Jones E-mini futures. And here, let's take a look at our levels. So on the downside, we have the first standard deviation level coming around 37,020, and the second deviation comes in 36,370. So 37020 is the level that we will be watching for. Again, these are for the weekly case, and of course this is a short week as well because of the holiday. So let me actually put a line around 37020. Wow, it's a little difficult to get the exact level. So, but anyway, so this is the level that we'll be watching for, 37020. So another, about 400 points to the downside could be expected in Dow Jones. Let's take a look at the NQs, NASDAQ 100 futures chart. And here what we are looking at is 16,534 followed by 16,247. Right now the price is 16,766. Let me try drawing this level here, 16,534, 16,534, right about here. And if we just draw a 38.2% Fibonacci retracement, assuming that this is a bigger top, it's around 16,000, which is quite low. So we'll be watching these standard deviation levels really carefully, and how the price is going to um, behave around this, and whether the price is taking out even the secondary standard deviation level as well to the downside. That's when things become more serious. At the moment, it's a pretty normal price action, and the price is within the levels that we had been watching for when we did the weekend review video. So this is what we are looking at in terms of how the market price action was today. So thank you very much for watching the video. And if you like our technical analysis, how we have been tracking the markets, and you're interested in pattern recognition, then please do subscribe to our channel, and also hit that bell icon button. That way you will know when the new videos are posted. So thank you very much. Good luck and good trading.